Hello and welcome to day 7 of the Yulin Dog Meat Festival Marathon. The festival is coming up to a close, but we're not done yet as far as dog meat content is concerned. And today we're going to go over the wastefulness of rescuing mutts from slaughterhouses. I always find these articles really interesting when these idiots will rescue 19 dogs out of the, 15,000 that are going to be killed over the course of the festival. They're acting like this is a huge victory, but that is a drop in the ocean. That's like cleaning up 15 grains of sand from a beach and saying that you've accomplished something. And where do those 19 dogs go? They go into shelters that are already overflowing. This picture is so hideous. Look at these things. I kind of feel like maybe they should take them back, because there's no room for them here, is there? The people that travel to China to steal dogs and then dump them into shelters, they are fools. It is as simple as that. This was from Tacoma, Washington. This was just a week ago. They say animal shelters across the Puget Sound region complain kennel space is now hard to come by. The Tacoma and Pierce Humane Society reports an increased number of surrendered dogs is contributing to severe overcrowding. Over the weekend, the shelter announced it was 70 dogs over capacity. That's a lot of animals to try to find space for, said Lindsay Heaney with the Tacoma and Pierce County Humane Society. We're really low on kennel space right now. We could also use foster homes. Oh, that's so sweet, isn't that? What does this have to do with dog meat, you may say? Well, these dogs, these worthless mutts that are overcrowding shelters, you know what you can do with those dogs? You can eat them. You can feed them to people that are starving who need it. But instead of eating these dogs, they're stealing dogs that are bred for food or going to be used for food. And then they just increase the number of unwanted dogs in shelters. This whole ploy of rescuing dogs from slaughterhouses just accomplishes nothing good. I'm not going to go over all of these articles, but I will leave them in the description for people to look at later. But I want to go over this article a little more in depth. This is written by Andrew Faze from broadview.org. The billions we spend on our pets could fight global poverty instead. In North America, pets are a $100 billion industry. Shouldn't we value humans more? That's a good question, and it's a question that people don't ask very often. So this article reads, a fur baby, dressed in a onesie and booties, parades by my home in Toronto, running at the end of a long leash held by a woman talking on her phone while sipping a coffee. Another dog walks by, and another one. Then a walker with 4. An hour later, that same walker comes from the opposite direction with 3 others. I can think of a dozen cats among the houses near mine, too. All the time, I think of how many children each little dog and cat could feed. Well, 3.4 billion people around the world live on less than $6 a day. Canadians spend $3 a day on average just feeding their puppies. Of course, I know some of these animals, as well as their owners. They are good, caring people. No, they're not! What are you talking about? They're not good, caring people. They let their dog run off leash. They let their dog bark incessantly. They don't pick up their dog's shit. They let their dogs attack people and then they flee the scene. These are awful people. So, I think this is part of why I haven't done a narration in a while, because it's so hard to find those good articles that don't try to appeal to the pet crowd in any way. They always need to sprinkle it with some nuttery, don't they? To ensure that people don't get rid of their dogs. Oh, we wouldn't want that, would we? We need to look seriously at how we spend our own money, and we truly must start valuing human beings more than pets. There are about 8 million dogs and 8 million cats in Canada. 58% of Canadians own a pet, whether it be a dog, cat, hamster, or others like wallabies. That's 7.5 million households. In 2020, Canadians spent $6.5 billion on pets and pet food. Unsurprisingly, another $4 billion was spent on veterinary care and other pet services. But it's not just Canadians. Another US $100 billion is spent on pets in the United States, while Europeans spend almost a quarter of that amount on pet products and grooming. What's more galling is that obesity in pet dogs and cats is on the rise. Meanwhile, there are still 800 million human beings living without clean water, putting them at risk for dehydration, disease, and death. For $500 billion, a few years' worth of pet indulgence in wealthy Western nations, clean water could be supplied to developing nations. But you know what? They don't care about human beings in developing nations. Dog owners are selfish, self-centered, self-absorbed people. So of course, if they were truly good people, then they wouldn't be owning a dog, and they would be putting more towards the community or just the betterment of humanity. But they don't. They'd rather spend it all on mutts. Potable water was one of the targets to achieve in the United Nations Millennial Development Goals. Established in 2000, the goals included eradicating poverty, hunger, and diseases in the developing world, promoting gender equality, and establishing universal primary education. It was an idealistic wish list. All right, I'm not going to read all of this because it's kind of a long article, but it definitely gets the ball rolling and points out just the ludicrous reality of people putting dogs above human beings and to the detriment of human beings. So, a lot of starving people could be fed by the dogs that are using up valuable resources in shelters, using up taxpayer dollars, while they do nothing. They accomplish nothing. They don't pay taxes. They don't do anything. Just eat them. They're not people. They're animals, so it's okay to eat animals. Because, what's in dog food? Do dog owners just think that dog food does not contain dead animals? Or, it's those animals are okay to eat, but dog isn't. Yeah, sure. So anyways, that is going to conclude it today. Thank you for watching, and thank you guys for enjoying this marathon. It's been really fun. I haven't been consistent with it as much as I would like to, but I've been sharing other content that deserves attention, and that's what's important. So I'll see you guys next time. There's actually going to be a Skype recording later today with the superstar writer, aka I Hate Dogs Exposed. So I'm sure that's going to be really fun. So look forward to that, you guys. And I'll see you next time.